I'm Mary Beth Franklin of Kiplingers with a look at long-term care, what it is, what it costs, and who pays for it. When someone needs help with daily activities such as bathing, dressing, or simply getting out of bed on a regular and ongoing basis, that type of assistance is considered long-term care. We often assume long-term care is just for old people, but that's not always the case. Although a 65-year-old has a 70% chance of requiring long-term care at some point, about 40% of Americans requiring long-term care are younger than 65. They might be victims of accidents, for example, or a debilitating illness. One thing for certain, long-term care is expensive. A private room in a nursing home, for example, costs about $75,000 a year on average. The price is about half that much for care in an assisted living facility. And while you might think that home care would be cheaper, at $19 an hour and 5 hours a day on average, receiving care at home costs just as much as moving into an assisted living facility. But because long-term care is not medical care, your health insurance policy won't pay for it. Neither will Medicare, except in very limited situations. So who does pay for it? You have three options. Pay long-term care expenses yourself, be poor enough to qualify for Medicaid, the government's medical welfare program, or buy long-term care insurance. With the typical nursing home stay averaging 3 years, you could easily spend $225,000 at today's prices, and with inflation, 3 years of care could cost close to $1 million 30 years from now when you might need it. Covering those costs yourself could easily run through your life savings before you become poor enough for Medicaid to pay your bills. The real appeal of long-term care insurance is that it can protect your retirement nest egg from such devastation. The best time to consider it is in your 40s, 50s, or 60s. That's when it's most affordable and you're healthy enough to qualify for coverage.